Hello, my sisters. This is Rowena Starling. Just jumping in here for a couple of minutes. I was having a conversation with a prospective client, and it really touched me. She was disheartened. She was disheartened. It was a matter of having reached her stage in life, and this particular stage in her life, she was in her mid-50s, and she felt that her life was a drain. She felt it was hopeless. With all that's going on and she was just hitting her stride in her career, and menopause was hitting her real fast and hard at the same time. She's trying to navigate all that. It was just such a mess for her getting her rest and all of those symptoms of menopause. And she was trying to, she's in line for promotions. Those things compounded with disrespectful things that happen in her home, and aging, office politics, wars, flooding, fires. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to manage. And I did relate to her that I had very much the same experience to different degrees on different subject matter at the same time when I was at that stage of life. And her big question was, what is it all for? Well, actually, it is all for all of that stuff that I mentioned above. It's not really for anything. It's just there, distracting us from the true peace that we can have within. And as long as we give attention to those distractions, the more we give attention to those distractions, as strong as they appear in the moment, the more we give attention to those things, then the more difficult our life, our happiness becomes. We got into a conversation about the evanescence of life. That part of life that's where actually, essentially you die, you expire. The evanescence means that, you're like a shh, in the blink of an eye, you're gone. You expire, and it just takes that. No time whatsoever. And I felt those very same things. And since I wasn't ready to check out in my 50s, I chose moment-to-moment exhilaration as my goal. I mean, as long as you're going to be here, we do get to choose how much attention we're giving to things that are unpleasant, things that don't make us happy. We get to choose that. Sometimes we feel like we have no choice, but I'm here to remind you today that we do. You can choose happiness. You can choose to not give your attention to that. And the more you do that, moment to moment, this has been my experience. The more I do that, moment to moment, the happier I become. The problems start to fall away. For some reason, it's because I wasn't, I'm not giving them my attention. What you give your attention to grows and expands. So, that is the point that I wanted to make here for you today. If you're feeling like, what's it all for? It's for your happiness. It's just that you have to look away from the stuff that's not your happiness, right? I mean, feeling good and being happy is ultimately what it's all about anyway. It's sort of like, let's say you have a loved one, a dear aunt or a parent or someone, and their time has come. They're going to ascend into the joy, the ultimate joy of life, is what I call it. And wow, you're at that moment by their bedside or whatever, and you said all the loving things, hugged them, kissed them up, given them all the love, made up for, said the apologies for past transgressions that you seem to think you needed to do. And then they pass. And when they pass, you don't feel as bad because you did make that expression. You did get that out. You did do that. So, I don't know, it frees you to have peace, and they have peace. In any event, that's what our lives are like. We just have to remember to grab what we know we can handle to make ourselves happy and feel good from one moment to the next. So I just thought I'd share that conversation that we had with you. And if any of you are out there feeling like that, it's okay to just stop it. I know it sounds ridiculous, but like the evanescence of life, we can make that kind of turn in our own minds. Yeah, just stop it. I love you. Talk to you later.